right, so we have on the line.
Yeah, David Chartrand, President David Chartrand from Duck Bay.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, I'm so happy. Of course, I'm not surprised that he became president once again of the Manitoba Métis Federation. David Chartrand. David, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Ray, out in Duck Bay, and it's raining out here, but light drizzle and cloudy. So I don't know what's happening in Winnipeg.
Well, it's still cloudy, but no rain yet.
Okay, it's raining here, and there's supposed to be some blessing of the graves today at 2:30 at the graveyard. Archbishop Gagnon is coming in, and Gagnon, some people say. And, of course, we have Father Napoleon here also. They're all excited. And there's 26 getting confirmation this afternoon. And parents are excited, children are excited. They're all getting all dolled up and getting their hair done and getting ready to get confirmed in the Catholic way by the Archbishop himself. And so it's going to be a very, very proud day for many families, including ours. My granddaughter is one of them. And then I have my great-grandson who's being baptized following the procession by Archbishop Gagnon. Again, a great honor for us. And so baby Isaiah from Scounan will be blessed by the Archbishop, or baptized, by the Archbishop. So there's a lot of activity out here, Ray, and a lot of people really appreciate that blessing of the graves at the gravesite. Of course, Duck Bay is very, very proud of its graveyard, and so are many Camperville and other communities where you drive Métis villages. They really have some very, very beautiful graveyards. So again, Duck Bay is one that prides itself in keeping their graveyard immaculate and well pristine. Now, there's some condolences I have to give. So one of them is actually a veteran's wife. She herself was a veteran, but our World War II Métis veteran, Joseph Genot, I'll say it that way. Maybe it's a French accent. And Lena was his wife, and Lena just passed, and Lena actually was a veteran herself. And from funeral services will take place in Coupel, Saskatchewan, and Lena was the beneficiary of the settlement we negotiated that I led for over 20 years, and she took a check for $20,000 on behalf of her husband, and I'm very, very honored to say she got to enjoy it, but now she's into chasing up to her old man out there, Joseph, catching him up in his home, and so about Lena and Joseph will be now together, and our prayers and condolences go out to them from not only myself as president, our cabinet, the Reverend Métis, but all veterans in general. They always have. I think we always have to remind everybody we hold them so much, and we should always continue to honor them above ground and underground. So, anyways, if you're listening out in Fort Coupel, Saskatchewan, our condolences go out to Lena and Genot. I'll say it that way. Now, I got some happy birthdays. I want to get that before I get out of business because there's so many of them. Starting off with happy birthday, 60th birthday to Debbie Kopel from Winnipeg Region. She's a Kenya local chair. She celebrated her birthday on May 22nd. Happy 60th, Debbie. And then happy 87th birthday to Elder John Lee in Central Registry Office, who's celebrating his birthday. John still actually is active helping the CRO office. He drives the bus and helps out in different ways. So happy birthday, John. I hope you're listening. It's always a great pleasure when I see John and his wife. He's always attending functions and trying to do his part to help out. Happy 70th birthday is going to Therese Denorier. That's Leanne, in fact, Denorier from Finance. His mother, she's actually retired from Child and Family Services. She was a social worker, and her birthday is on Thursday, June 2nd. And so happy birthday to her 70th again to Therese, coming from her daughter Leanne and from myself and the entire cabinet. And happy 21st birthday, we have Alexi McKay. She's actually new in my office. Amanda brought her in, working in partnership with Amanda. She's in the administration section of my office. So happy birthday, Alexi. She's brand new in the job, and she's working very, very hard. And I also have happy birthday to my nephew Kendall. His birthday is today, so it's coming from his mother and myself and Sugar and Gloria and all of us out here in my house. I actually have a big visitor, a very important visitor here this morning. His name is Brian Thompson. Lapuski is his new name, he says. So he lives in Dauphin quite a bit now, and with his daughter, helping his daughter. He's going to change his name to Lapuski, he said. So, but everybody knows him as Brian Thompson in Duck Bay. And also, happy birthday going to Jean Jaboyer, who was on June 4th. He's turning, according to what I heard, 8 decades plus 6, Ray. That's what he said. I want everybody to know I'm getting 8 decades plus 6. So it's 86 years old. And June 4th, happy birthday, John Chaboyer was listening out in Saint Laurent. Now, congratulations going out to Debbie and Rick Koppel, who are celebrating their 30th anniversary. And finally, on the congratulations, happy retirement to RCMP Assistant Commissioner Jane McClatchy. So she's worked very well with us at the office in the partnership with the RCMP. So happy retirement, Jane. I won't be there on the June 2nd, but Anita and Andrew Carrier will be there to represent our government. Actually, I'll be out in Cranberry. I'm going fishing for 3 days, so everybody knows. I'm out there, and again, I already have orders coming in. Jean Chavoyer wants fish. This one wants fish. I got to drop off fish. I don't know what. I usually go fishing, Ray. I'll never have maybe one bag if I'm lucky if I go home. So I got to go dropping off fish on the way home if we get lucky. So, anyways, so I'll be in Cranberry for a few days trying to get a rest, and then after that, actually a week after that, I'm in Vancouver for 4 days. I fly home, and then I go to Toronto for 4 days, and I'm in Ottawa for 1 day. And then I get back home. So a lot of meetings coming up for me, and I'll be traveling quite a bit. So it's my only little tiny break I got. And guess what, Ray? They say rain and rain and rain. So, it's unbelievable. And so, anyways, I'm still going to go. I can't. This is the only chance I got, so I'm going to take it. And if I'll have to slap on a rain jacket or get wet and just try to enjoy myself. Now, as I said, there's a big event happening here in Duck Bay. There's 26 that I'm getting confirmation. And as I said, Father Napoleon was at my house last night, and all of them are excited about, of course, their rival, Archbishop Gagnon. My wife's preparing some soups and some stews, and I tell you, Ray, if she ever canned that stew she makes, I'd be a very rich man, and so would she, and so would many others. So that is some of the best stew I've ever tasted in my life. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening up there. That is the best stew I've ever had. So anyways, so we're going to have that prepared for Archbishop to come have a lunch after the prayers at the graveyard for the many different headstones that lay of our loved ones, and so he's going to go out and do some blessing of the graves. Then we'll come to the house, and then from here we'll head down to the church, and the excitement is unbelievable already. A lot of kids were scrambling already, getting their dresses, getting their clothes, and getting their hair done, Ray. I'm so proud of them. They're into practicing their prayers. It's such a great thing to see, and that's part of who we are as a people. It's part goes back over 200 years of our process, where we have a direct relationship with the church. We also have a direct relationship as best we can with God, and these are important factors because just the other day they laid to rest Gordon Pronto, and of course he was an evangelist. So, which again I give him big kudos to him and his family, the Pronto family. A lot of them went evangelists, and again all of them pray to the same God as we do. So, and again I was very pleased to see they worked hard, the Pronto family, to make sure they gave Gordon a good rest. And he's probably in his new home above us today. So the condolences go to the Pronto family. And also I forgot Sugar. Happy birthday to Sugar on May 26th, 43 years old. 43, that's my niece. And it's coming from Gloria and Ann. She's still single. Anybody's looking for a woman. She's works for Child and Family Services, has a good job, has a vehicle, lets you go and fish, lets you go and hunt. Kind of an advertisement for my niece here. No, anyway, I better not embarrass her that way. So I was in Selkirk, Ray.
Yeah. And
we made an announcement of the 55-plus apartment. The reception was good by so many people there. The local chair, Keith Kinter, was there. Vice President Bucky Anderson was there. In fact, we have a painting of Bucky in his music van on a wall now in Selkirk, and a mural. And so we had also Jack Park and Mona Beers, the re-elected executive of that region, and we announced, again, many people are already applying for these. There will be 49 spaces. Some will be 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 1-bedrooms. There will be a clinic. Our plan is a clinic downstairs, a pharmacy, some retail business, and the second floor will be more of a sector of business in the sense of official office buildings, business sector. That's going to take place on the second floor. Commercial space will be available. So that we're looking forward to seeing who's there. But I know we're getting calls. They said, I want my name on there. I'm willing to move from Winnipeg to go down there. So it's riverfront, balcony, everything. One will be the most stunning building you'll see in Selkirk as you travel by. Our goal, of course, is to have the same kind of building here in Winnipeg, 6 stories, and with tons and tons of beautiful space and beautiful homes for our elderly, our 55 plus, and make sure we're taking care of them. So that's underway, Ray. And I also had a chance to tell the mayor, not only building, I think we built 10 houses in Selkirk already. Now we're building a 49 apartment. Selkirk has a big Métis population, but our citizens, the first-time home buyer program, Ray, over 73 of those families bought houses in that area.
Wow.
So that, just imagine, 73 already bought by Métis families in that area from our first-time home buyer program. We built 10, that's 73. We're building another 49, that's 50. You're now talking 100 and something families that are going to have houses and a home to live in Selkirk. So, again, that plan is to move to, once we overcome this so-called attempt to have the Roxy Lanes bowling alley converted into a historical building. Once we overcome that, and we can't see how anybody can try to make that a historical building. And it's 93 years old. We give them that. It was a theater. We give them that. But that was all gutted in the 60s, and they took out the theater, they took out everything, and they made it into a bowling lane. So you can't try to preserve something that's no longer there.
That's right.
So you can't say, let's keep the bricks outside. Well, that's not fair to us or fair to the rules. So we believe we'll overcome that with the city, and it's not the city doing it. It's an individual that and a couple of them, I think, that got together and said, let's make this an historical building. MMF is the owner now. We're going to make sure that it's going to become an apartment block, and we will keep the Roxy Lanes open for a while, right, until we get all our permits, and we're going to run it, and people can still go bowl. And the plan after, actually, we're going to see how we can preserve the bowling lane, because there's quite a number of lanes in there, and we can move them to a different maybe community, and then maybe our senior complexes somewhere to have bowling for them. So there's different plans we're looking at right now. But anyway, the bills are going out everywhere. A lot of buildings are being popped up everywhere. And I know a lot of people are asking, when's this Ronald McDonald House copy that we're making? It's not, we call it Ronald McDonald House because everybody knows it that way, but it's not. It's our own. It won't be Ronald McDonald House. We'll give it its own name, and we'll probably give it a McSchiff name. And if there's ideas out there, send them to our way. It's, I think, 18 apartments that will be built in there. And so this way, when families come in and they're stuck in the city, they got to go to the doctor, and they need a place, and because they have family with them, then they'll have a place to come there, and it's now just on Notre Dame. So we own the land, and Mr. Goodon is working on trying to get that permits and everything in play so we can start construction. So I want to get that up and going. The apartments going back to Selkirk will be completed in 2024, and people will have a chance to be moving in at that point in time. So, but we have houses everywhere. There's 6 family units, and they're coming up for rent. That's in the next 2 months in St. Boniface. I'm looking forward to that one. And so you can check with the MMF website and find out more about that. We're also building the Mazon, I think they call it Infinity. It's for kids. It's a $6 million build, and that's a big again investment on our side for that. The Chief Manor, that's the one they're calling it right now. It's Ronald McDonald House. So I don't know if we're going to change the name. I think there's ideas about that. So again, we should be having. I will be having a meeting, I believe, with Jagmeet Singh, and I'm going to talk about the ideas that he has when it comes to Indigenous Métis-specific housing, where his position is, and at the same time, land claims and a few other agenda items I'm going to speak to him about. So I'm looking forward to that meeting with Jagmeet and seeing how the Métis of the Red River will be working in partnership with Jagmeet's vision, and hopefully our vision will come together and see how we can all work together with the sitting government and at the same time with the Jagmeet and NDP. Is there a way that we could find a common ground and moving agenda forward? So that's upcoming, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. And then another very, very important part that's coming up for all families that got reacclaimed and reelected, I'll use that phrase. It's historic in a sense. Never in the history during our democracy of democratic voting have we ever seen the entire cabinet reacclaimed. In this stature. It's my 3rd term being acclaimed, and I'm very proud of that. Trust me, I'm very proud, and I'll earn that right for our people to say, well, we did the right thing by keeping them and getting them to work harder for us and get things done for our people.
Oh, yes.
But the cabinet is the same way, Ray. They got all of them acclaimed. Now, we got confirmation from the Lieutenant Governor, Janice Philman. She'll be swearing us in on June 29th in Winnipeg on Wednesday.
Oh.
That's going to be a big event, Ray, and a very proud day for us as the Métis government.
What's the date again?
The Red River.
June 29th?
June 29th, right. That's the big day for us. We'll be sworn in. And, of course, we'll be sending out invitations and so forth. It's going to be a big, big event, and of course you'll see cabinet all dolled up and looking like a brand new cook stove there with their new suits on and ties and maybe Métis vests. However they're going to dress, they're going to look sharp, I'll tell you that. Also, I had a team come back. I sent a couple of our economic individuals, leaders of their individual files. They went to meet with the Native American tribes. There was a business event of casinos for Native American tribes in Vegas, and there was a lot of promotion, a lot of the economics of what the business tribes are doing, tribal chiefs are doing in their reserves, and they call them tribes over there. And they own a lot of casinos and worth the billions. And so we were sitting down with them trying to get how we can supply them with fish and with pemmican and other commodities that the Métis are involved in. And we're hoping that we can convince even one casino, Ray, they're so large, they would take probably all the requirements we have of what fish we're presently catching. And imagine we get 2 or 3 of them, because these casinos are in the billions of earnings they make a year. And their buffets are renowned all over the world. And if we ever can get one of those buffets and get our fish in there, because they're so big, the demand would be so great, and the profit margin would be excellent for our fishermen, and definitely long term. So we also have some other discussions with them happening, and I'm looking forward to a sit down with one of the chairmans and see where it takes us. This weekend, Métis Child and Family Services, they're meeting in Brandon, I believe. Kat, if you're listening, you didn't put a date. I'm sure it's this weekend. I think Richard said he was heading out to Brandon. There was a meeting for Minister Mona Beers is still the minister right now of Child and Family until we have our cabinet meeting. She still might be the minister after that. But when our first cabinet takes place, which is probably June 29th or June 30th, at that time I'll be appointing a cabinet. And so, but Mona's done a great job on our behalf, and they're having their annual assembly there, and lots of business agenda items there on where they're going. Mr. LaPlante's there bringing greetings. And again, we have many. Also want to say congratulations. I know Frances would have been there, the Vice President of Northwest. She's the Minister of Health and Early Learning Child Care. She's not there because she's out in the United States. My nephew, Daniel Chartrand, was actually fortunate enough to be given a scholarship in the United States, and he went to play hockey and of course, at the same time, go to college. And he's graduating today, so big kudos to him, big hug from me, Gloria and the family, and all of us, the entire Chartrand family. Say kudos to our my nephew, for graduating in the United States, but getting a scholarship. I think it was $50,000 a year because of his hockey skills. Took him there and helped him get a better education, or an education that he normally would have had a struggle to find the right resources. So, by the way, Norman Chief Memorial Dancers are there, and Jason Lapine, Métis Spirit, in Brandon this weekend. So I'm sure if anybody has a chance, these Child and Family Service assemblies are usually open, and you'll have a chance to see some good dancing and, of course, some good music. Now, the next one, before I close, Ray, is that Beyond Borders, which because I said on July 6th, 2021, and something our Métis people are very proud of, our Métis government's proud of it, when we signed the self-government agreement, official self-government agreement with Canada, it made it very clear that the boundaries no longer would withhold our people from belonging to their families and directly to their government, and directly to the Federation, and it's in the Red River. So Beyond Borders now is that our citizens, by the thousands and thousands, are joining us from Western Canada, getting their citizenship card. And so we're going to go out now and speak to them, hear their views, hear what their priorities are, hear their issues, see how we can better acquaint ourselves to make sure that we're providing services. That's our next plan. I wrote a letter to Canada already, making very clear that funding needs to start coming. These individuals are taxpayers. They're rights-bearing people. They're Red River Métis, and they have the right to the services and entitlement as all Métis that the Canada has obligation because of the Daniels decision and the Constitution of this country. So that the first meeting actually is taking place in Calgary on June 22nd in Calgary. I will be there. And then Vancouver, June 23rd, I won't be there. Denise will be representing me, I believe, on that one. And then Saskatoon and Alberta, Prince Albert, Edmonton, Fort McKay, Regina, on and on and on and on. So the commission will be going out, led by Clement Chartrand, our ambassador, and we'll go on as a co-chair. And, of course, we have a youth there, Kyra Delaron, and then we have women representatives. They'll be appointing one very soon. And then we have some of our key policy writers. They'll be there to take notes and get information. So I'm looking forward to that. The elder will be there to provide prayers, as we typically do. And it's the first rollout of our Beyond Borders commission and communication with our citizens in the prairie. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, in closing, IWS is having their first in-person virtual IWS board meeting in Thompson. It's the post-election board was elected on March at IWCAGA. So that's happening this weekend. And congrats to all of them. Congrats again to the acclaimed spokeswoman, Anita Campbell, and of course, all of her board. And they're meeting in Thompson. And, of course, they're very, very busy. The files that they're working on right now are immense. They're doing from economic development to child, family, you name it. They're everywhere. And so they'll be also appointing their, they call it LACRE. It's abbreviation. And what it is that the person is chosen to sit on the training entity of the Métis Federation, which delivers $14 million in training services to our people across the province. And the Infinity Women have a seat on that table also. So, again, Ray, I'll close off with that. And there's the Health and Wellness Department consulting meeting also. There's so much happening, Ray. I can't keep up with it everywhere now. Everywhere you go, there's meetings. I don't even know all of them that's going on. But I do get briefs from my minister to be on top of everything and make sure the budgets are in place, making sure they're achieving what they committed to our people to be achieved, and working on that. So also we have Morgan Ginter is having their 27th Saturday to 27th. Is that today? Is it today the 27th?
May 28th.
Well, yesterday she had her launch so good for her. Good luck. How it turned out for you, Morgan. And again, there's so much happening, Ray. Congrats to Marie Sinclair. You got the honorary, I think, what's it called? What's the name of that thing now? Give me a second. I got to dig in here. I'm very proud of Murray's a very smart man, and Sinclair. So he got Order of Canada. That's what it's called. So kudos to him, and again, congratulations, Murray, and you definitely deserve that recognition and honor of being known for all your achievements and great work. And for all those that are flooding in the Métis community that we do not know of yet, if you have problems, get a hold of the Federation, get a hold of your government. We'll see what we can do to help you, make sure we do our part to make your lives as comfortable as possible. So with that being said, Ray, I want to say goodbye. And again, congrats to all the 26 that are getting confirmed today at the church. And I'll be there proud as a peacock watching my granddaughter get confirmation. And my mom will be so proud come from above, looking down, namesake, of course, from my mom, Martha. And she'll be proud to see her great-granddaughter getting her confirmation in the Catholic Church. So again, take care, everybody. And Archbishop coming here is a great honor for our community that day. And we'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
All right, David.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way. We're so proud of you. Keep up the good work. We know you will.
Thank you very much, Ray. It means a lot to me. And I also want to say thank you to my wife. I keep on forgetting to say thank you to her all the time. She's actually preparing the meal right now for the Archbishop, and then going out of way. Oh, by the way, Rita and Al provided a great service for Gordon and Pronto and them the meal, and she's actually preparing the meal right now. Fresh, everything. Fresh, homemade bread, homemade pies, homemade. And the Archbishop is going to eat a tremendous Métis meal here in our community. And again, good kudos to Rita and Al. We're preparing it right now as we speak. So again, Ray, thank you very much for your kind words. And again, Cowboy, thank you for finding me. And I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
All right, David. Thank you. Have a safe
thank
travels.
You. I wish I was fast as I could be, Ray.
What's that?
I spoke as fast as I could to give everybody else a chance. People don't realize I got to speak, blah, 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 blah. And they say, but sometimes people say, you speak too fast, David. And if I speak too slow, they'll say, well, you take too much time, David.
Oh, we're so proud of you, David. Honest to God,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We've done amazing stuff, I tell you, and we're going to do more. And oh, by the way, I got approached by a trapper yesterday. He's got his fur, so Donna will be sending out a fur buyer to buy his fur. And anybody got fur out there, get a hold of that you caught. You have to have your trapper's license. You have to have your citizenship card, and we'll send a fur buyer to your community to pick up the fur, pay you cash.
All right then.
Okay.
Thank you, David.
Okay, take care, everybody.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
David Chartrand, the president of the Manitoba Métis Federation, with his weekly report. And congratulations once again.
Yes, congrats.
Yes, for sure, to everyone who's elected.
President, yes, and all the elected officials.
Yeah.